Hey, everybody. How you doing? It's Josh McCouga here. It's the Positivity Report on a Friday. Very, very excited to have you here. It's the end of the first week of the Good People Association, and I can't thank all of you enough for being here, for coming in every single day. I've had a blast. I've had a blast here every morning. I'm going to have a blast here every morning until they turn the lights off, either in the studio or on my life. That's a dark way to start the Positivity Report. I apologize. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for being here. A lot of people in chat already. It's a Friday, and in our house, we keep the computer on. That's my bad. I pulled a Ken knapsack. I did it, Ken. I finally did it. I am finally the one that didn't mute his laptop as he was going live on YouTube, and the sound happened. I'm alone here today. Mark Riley has yet to show up. GPACharity, a.k.a. the Hawaiian hunk, a.k.a. the king of Hawaii. The king of the islands, a.k.a. Aloha means hello. A.k.a. in Hawaii, apparently, Ikaika, and you told me this morning, it's everybody wears Hawaiian shirts to work on Friday? Is this the thing? I would think in Hawaii they would wear Hawaiian shirts to work every day.
I mean, they do, but like most places do like Aloha Friday where they wear a Hawaiian shirt.
Aloha Friday. So here at the Good People Association, it's Aloha Friday. The chat is on fire. Thank you all for being here. Some of the amazing regulars that I love, people like Vermont Mike, Christy McGee, Anka Van Doren. I'm getting that last name. I want to think that last night was really just my first introduction into Dutch pronunciations of names, and I'm pretty proud of myself. Also, I've been told by Anka Van Doren, never call it Holland, it's the Netherlands. A long story she's going to tell me later, and I'm very excited about this. I don't know why, but I'm very excited about it. I wonder if it's because America just made up a name called Holland. We're like, here you go. We just made this up. It's kind of like when you go to Germany, right? They call it Deutschland. Where in the hell did we get Germany? Why did we just started calling it Germany? Like, yep, it's Germany. It's Deutschland. If you go to, they don't call their country Germany. It's like you go to Rome. It's not called Rome. It's called Roma. That's the name of the city. It's like if you came into Pittsburgh and you're like, guess what, guys? It's now Pittsburghia. But in another country, they just call it Pittsburgh. I don't understand it. I don't know what it is. Anyway, we're all here on a Friday. Jeff Kanata will be joining us in about 10 minutes. My co-host, along with Patrick Dees and Ray Austin on the FCF show. You also might know him from the Dungeon Run. You might know him from the Slash Film podcast. He's become one of my good buddies. We've only hung out one time, but I guess that's what happens during a pandemic. You become really close friends with people virtually. I am about a month away from having a baby, maybe shorter, maybe longer. I don't know. Every day is an adventure. I feel terrible for my wife. She's very, very uncomfortable. Last night, she tossed and turned all night. It was literally like sleeping with, I'm guessing eventually our toddler is going to want to sleep in bed with us and toss and turn all night. It's kind of like that scene in Uncle Buck when they're tossing and turning and then he has to sleep on the floor and the kids go sleep on the floor. Uncle Buck, an extremely underrated movie. John Candy, just an absolute legend. You guys can support the show. Go to GPA.fun. We have 3 levels. You can be a member of the Good People Association. Get behind that paywall for all that content upcoming. Get in behind the paywall for as we start building Futility, the actual game of living, the first ever created board game here at the Good People Association. Become a member of the Bucket Club. You get that specialty rocks class. I've been talking with the merch people. All that merch is coming so soon. T-shirts, hats, beanies, enamel pins, stickers, patches, other T-shirts. Maybe you guys have ideas for merch. We're working on that possible crockpot crop top. I'm actively reaching out to corporate crockpot and seeing how we can get involved and how Crockpot can sponsor the Hot Crockpot every Wednesday. Twitch.tv/GoodPeopleGPA. Speaking of Twitch.tv, guess what? Today, guys, the first time I've played video games in a long time. I haven't played many video games since we left Collider and we stopped doing the virtual reality. Apparently, GPACharity, there is a what is it? What am I doing?
Resident Evil Village or Resident Evil 8.
Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 8. I believe it is a sequel to M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, which I also enjoyed that movie. A lot of people did not like that movie, but I really enjoyed it. I'm going to be playing that, plus a couple other video games starting around noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, wherever you are. A shout out to Luke Alden, our social media guy. I need to make him a moderator here on the chat. He's a heck of a dude, really sweet, sweet guy. He's Welsh. I hope he's not offended by my attempts at British accents. He is Greenwich Mean Time, which right now is 5 p.m., I think. I think that's what it is. Anybody in Greenwich Mean Time? I also got to give a shout out to Bador. She sent me a bunch of pictures of her dogs, but she didn't respond to that tweet I sent out last night. Because today, everybody, and every Friday from here on out, as somebody that doesn't own a dog, but who loves dogs, and I personally enjoy cats. I think they're adorable, but I'm allergic to them, so I can't get too close to them. Every Friday at the end of the show, it's Canine and Feline Friday. Okay? It rhymes. It's fun. And we're going to show pictures of all you and your animals, your lovely pets. Listen, if you don't have a canine or a feline, I'm fine with that. You can have whatever pet you want. If you want to throw it up, we can just call it a canine or a feline. Anything's possible here on the Positivity Report. And we're very excited. Kaika Shively, I wish I could show you guys what I did. I gave him an old ping pong paddle from Between the Sheets days when we played a game called Ones and Zeros. And I gave it to him so that there it is. Now show it again. There you go. And then show the other side. There, it's a 1 and a 0. Okay, it was an old game we played on Between the Sheets. It was kind of offensive, but it was fun. And I have it out there so that when he wants to say something, he holds out the paddle, because in our studio, he's around a corner. Only Ken can see him if Ken is all the way over here. I'm usually all the way over there, but I can sort of see half of his left arm, but he holds out the paddle. Ikaika Shively, what do you got, buddy?
Bidor asks, what is the Twitch name? It is Good People GPA. That's twitch.tv/GoodPeopleGPA.
Correct. And on our Amazon wish list, if you guys, people want to get together, there is an Oculus on there. If you guys want me to start doing some VR horror games, we can look into doing that. I know people enjoyed that back in the day. I know a lot of people have brought that up to me at either meet and greets or on Twitter, Instagram, yada, yada, yada. It kept me up at night, and I'm not psyched about this idea. But if you guys, like I said, I'll do the scary games. If you guys throw in the cash, you guys can... You watch me. And again, a portion of all money raised here, every show, every day, 2 live shows a day, 9 and 4 on Thursdays, 4:30. A portion of the proceeds go to a charity. This week, we've been featuring the St. Baldrick's Foundation, stbaldricks.org, Conquering Childhood Cancer. You can super chat it here in the chat, and you can also go to streamlabs.org/goodpeoplegpa. At GoodPeopleGPA on Twitter and Instagram. I'm slowly but surely, as the week has gone on, become more and more into TikTok. Now, it's not about hot girls dancing. I get that one. That's totally into it. It's not about... there's a ton of videos on there that I didn't know that could be shown to me because, it's an algorithm, right? And whatever. But now I've become obsessed with a few different accounts, and the more positive videos I watch, the more positive videos I get, the less hot girls dancing in very scantily clad stuff, the more adult film stars things that pop up. I don't know how they become. And then the less drug cartel videos of them just showing guns and cash. I don't know why TikTok doesn't ban those videos, but they don't, and I have been shown them, and now I feel like... Anyway, we're back into the Positivity Report. We're back into the positive videos. Thank you all for being here. 92 watching. Let's get over 100. Smash that like button. Thank you guys all for being here. Love you all. Again, Jeff Kanata will be here in about 5 or so minutes. So I do have to give a shout out, a very sad way to kind of start the show. Hank Aaron died today. Baseball legend, the owner of the all-time home run record, depending on how you look at steroids. And not, I know Barry Bonds has the record, but before him, listen, I don't usually get negative on the show, but Barry Bonds was mean to me when I was a kid. He was a Pittsburgh Pirate. We went to a Pirate game, and we got there early, and we're standing, you got there early to try and get autographs from the players, right? Andy Van Slyke came over and signed an autograph. Spanky LaValliere, my all-time favorite Pirate, came over and signed an autograph. Everybody wanted Barry Bonds' autograph. Every single one. I mean, screamed his name. Barry, Barry, please come over. He threw his balls around as he was walking by. I'm like 6 years old. there with my family, my brother. We were like loved Barry Bonds. He was such a good Pirate when he played there. That was back before did all the steroids and his head went gigantic. And we were like, Barry, could you sign our autograph? And he legitimately looked at me and said no. He just said no and kept walking. You don't have to acknowledge us. That's fine. But saying no to a 6-year-old, that's just straight up mean. Like, I'm not the guy talking about you poorly in the media. I'm the guy buying the tickets to see you play that pays your salary. Listen, I'm going to stop yelling. We're positive here on the Positive Report. But, shout out to Hank Aaron and his family. An amazing baseball player. Went through so much racism while he was trying to break Babe Ruth's record, just playing a game. The amount of death threats he got from insane people just because of the color of his skin. The guy was an unbelievable baseball player, and still to this day, maybe my favorite baseball video of all time is when he hits that home run to beat Babe Ruth's record of 715 to go to 716. And he's running around the bases at Old Fulton County Stadium. Look that video up. It's amazing. And there are fans that have jumped over the wall to like give him a hug and say congratulations. And he's so confused because he thinks he's almost getting attacked, and he kind of like shrugs him off and he gets to home plate as he breaks the record. But it would be amazing to interview those fans and talk about how they jumped the fence. Hammer and Hank, just, you could consider him the best baseball player. I mean, people consider Babe Ruth the best baseball player of all time. I don't think that's true. He wasn't exactly known for his fielding or his speed, but he could hit home runs. Hammer and Hank hit more than him. So if you consider Babe Ruth the greatest baseball player, you should probably think Hank Aaron's the best baseball player of all time. All right, let's get into. Listen, so if you guys don't live here in Los Angeles, and okay, I could throw up the paddle when Jeff is in. Is he there?
Yep.
Oh, nice. All right, real quick before I let Jeff. No, you know what? I'll bring Jeff in this because Jeff lives here in the Los Angeles area, and I love one of my favorite things ever is right before Jeopardy. There's a guy by the name of Dallas Raines, and he is the weather forecaster here in Los Angeles. And if he could not be a weather forecaster in any other city because he looks like he was a matinee idol in 1960s television, 1970s television, and he's still got this full head of gray hair, and he wears these loud pinstripe suits. And before he signs off, he'll be like, "Rain in the forecast tonight at 11." And it's unbelievable. As somebody who grew up kind of obsessed with the weather forecaster in Pittsburgh, I love this guy, and I also love our guest here on a Friday on the Positivity Report, my co-host on the FCF show every Thursday, twitch.tv/FCF. Fan-controlled football league launches in 3 weeks. It's insane. We started a small Twitch show, and now yesterday we got like 140,000 people watching it at one point or something like that. It's insane. Jeff Kanata, everybody. Welcome him. 2 N's, 1 T, Jeff Kanata.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here. This is awesome.
What's up, buddy?
So positive.
So positive. We're trying to be. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good, good. I want to take exception to something you just said.
What?
How can you say Dallas Raines couldn't be a weatherman in any other city?
You know what? As I was saying that,
one more city he could be the perfect weatherman for.
You know what, Jeff?
Dallas.
As I was saying that, I was like, he couldn't be and I was like, wait, Dallas, Texas, you idiot. Just keep talking. His
name is Dallas Raines, and he's a weather-man.
He has the fact that he isn't a forecaster in Dallas. Maybe he tried Dallas and they were like, "Hey, Dallas, not gonna work here."
The entire the entire newscopter team in Dallas was like, "It's too on the nose.
It's way too on the nose."
I'm sorry, we can't.
Maybe Houston Raines. Forget it. Austin. Forget it.
It's like Los Angeles Raines just doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't. But am I right when I say like his weather forecasting just right before Jeopardy, his passion for the weather is unmatched. It's unbelievable.
He was constructed in a lab.
Yes.
Right. That guy is more machine than man now.
Yeah.
You know, he's you look at him and it's like, whoa, there's been how much of the percentage of his salary went into this, you know?
The hair alone, I mean, it is unbelievable.
Yeah. And the teeth and it's just a total package.
The whole thing. You know, do you remember the weatherman Fritz Coleman? Do you remember him? I haven't
Of course,
seen,
Fritz Coleman. Dude, fascinating dude who he did like one-person shows all around Los Angeles. Like he was a weatherman, but he like was also a comedian
Yes.
and a stand up, and like he would do all kinds of crazy one-person shows at Largo and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
the funny story is over here on Olive in Burbank, there's a restaurant called Talleyrand. Have you ever been there? You've been to Talleyrand? Okay, so it's like a
No.
diner, old school diner kind of classic place. And they make an unbelievable omelet. But I was told by multiple people that Steve Perry every now and then hangs out in this like little basement bar they have. They have a bar there. They serve booze in this diner, okay? So I'd be driving home from work sometimes and I'd be like, I'm gonna stop at Talleyrand and just see if Steve Perry's there. I've Journey's my favorite band. I know this is creepy, Jeff. Journey's my favorite band. I love them so much. And I just want to meet Steve Perry one time and just thank him for the music. I know I know it's kind of crazy, but I walk in there, Fritz Coleman's hosting trivia and just ripping jokes. And I was like, holy, it's Fritz Coleman.
Yeah.
And there was maybe 20 people all like in their mid 60s live for Fritz Coleman, live for him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. They want to know how humid it's going to be tomorrow. But the thing you immediately recognize with Fritz Coleman is the whole weatherman thing was a total side gig for this guy.
Yes.
Like it just happened to work out and it made ends meet, but it's not what he wanted to do.
No. He was brought in like, hey, Fritz, can you do the weather? He's like, I didn't go to school for meteorology. Like, we don't care. We clearly don't care. I went to college with a guy who majored in meteorology. He was a weatherman in Charleston, South Carolina for a while. The amount of work that goes into getting a degree in meteorology, Jeff, is absolutely bonkers. Like science classes for days.
I believe it. So that you can go high pressure front coming in right here. The thing that I don't think my college had a meteorology degree. Is it offered at every college?
This I don't know. I have never looked into this.
I don't think there was a meteorology degree at my school. And I went to UC Santa Barbara. I mean, it's not a small school.
It's not a small school.
But I could be wrong.
You do pretty much have a variant of the same weather all of the time. It's either true. Do you know what I mean? It's either perfect or like almost perfect.
Yeah.
In Santa Barbara. Come on.
Fair enough. It's like that Steve Martin movie, LA Story, when he's a weatherman and literally all he does is like 72, 72, it's going to be 72, it's 72, it's going to be 72.
When you grow up in a city like Pittsburgh, the people in Pittsburgh are obsessed with the weather. I guarantee you every time my mom calls or my dad calls or my grandma calls, what's the weather like? It's the same.
Yeah.
What's it like where you are? It's awful. Yeah.
Because it matters in their lives, right?
Does.
It doesn't. There's no impact in our life unless it rains.
Yeah.
Unless there's some Dallas rains up in here, and then you got problems, right?
Yeah.
And then the whole world comes to a grinding halt. But luckily that happens twice a year.
And it's supposed to be like rainy over the next week. And when it rains in Los Angeles, people lose their minds.
Yeah.
Jeff. So first of all, I want to get your opinion on something. Okay. So I know you are very passionate on Twitter about politics, and I got to tell you, as somebody who leans somewhat left, right? I'm a very down the middle guy. I like to listen and hear and get people's opinions on things before I make my own opinion. But I will say I very much agree with your Twitter because it is intense sometimes. I mean, you go for it, and I love it. I'm just like, yeah, Jeff, do it. So yesterday, the smile on Dr. Fauci's face and the fact that he can, and like the positivity out of that man, staying on brand, the positivity coming out of just that man, like you could tell day in and day out during the pandemic, he was getting beaten down by the Trump administration. And now he's got somebody that actually believes what he's saying. Like he's like, hey, you're a scientist, I'm a politician, just tell the people. And I think my favorite quote from yesterday was like, hey, in this administration, if I don't know the answer, I'm allowed to tell you I don't know the answer.
What a crazy thing to be a change. What a crazy thing to say. Like, the idea that we lived for 4 years in a world where the scientists couldn't tell you the truth. What is that about?
It is pretty bonkers, my dude.
My favorite quote was when one of the reporters was like, you joked about how hard it was, under Trump, but are you feeling better now? And Fauci goes, I wasn't joking.
Yeah.
He literally in the press conference goes,
yes.
No, I'm happy to answer your question, but I just want you to know, I wasn't joking.
There was no joke
here. It was awful.
He's a doctor, the poor guy. I mean, it's okay. Imagine your dad. How old? My dad's 72 years old. How old is your dad?
76.
76. Okay, so same generation, right?
Yeah.
And Fauci looks to be about that age, right?
Yeah.
Would you imagine coming home every day to your dad telling you what he wasn't allowed to say via science and listening to the poor guy? Like, he needs a sounding board, and he just goes in and he's like, babe, and you're at home and your dad comes home for dinner. He's like, babe, I'm not allowed to tell people to wear a mask because he said it's not good.
No, I mean, I think it's even worse than that. Like, this dude,
Poor
every
guy.
day, thousands of people are dying. You are the one person, you are the most qualified person on the planet to help prevent them from dying.
Yes.
And you are silenced. You are marginalized. You are actively undermined. And you got to live with that. You know, like, you're the one person in the world that can literally save human life.
Yeah.
And there's people dying needlessly, and you can't do anything about it. That's got to be brutal.
Okay, Jeff, you go to school your entire life as a doctor. You spend your whole life as a doctor. You're appointed to this position as a doctor, and a real estate developer is telling you to stop being a doctor.
Oh, I know. And dude, this guy served under presidents from both parties. Every time, like, for decades, this guy has been doing his job. Doesn't matter who was the dude in charge. Doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. They all went, you're our guy, you're help, brilliant, amazing, thank you.
Sure.
And then the time when everything that you've learned comes to a head, and everything, your whole life has prepared you for this moment.
This one moment.
Because the worst possible thing has happened that you've prepared for your whole life. And the worst human that could possibly be in the position above you is there.
Is telling you. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that scene in The Rock when they get the baby and, like, they're sitting around all day, and, like, Nicolas Cage is on his guitar. It's the beginning of the movie, and they finally get put into the position. They're like, oh God, what do we do? Like, Fauci was like, hey, I'm just hanging out talking about diseases if you guys want. And then a pandemic hits, and he's like, this is my time. Call me in, baby. Call in the relief pitcher, Fauci. And they're like, yo, Fauci, you're out, dude. Just listen to what this guy says. And he's like, but he's not a doctor. And he's like, yep. That's how this works.
It's craziness. It's craziness. I'm just so glad that, you know, immediate course correction, and it you know, hopefully we can start just at least hearing the truth. You know, if the truth is uncomfortable, just tell me the truth. That's all I want.
Hearing and healing, Jeff. Hearing and healing. Listen, there's a lot of people out there that I think disagree with us maybe right now, but that's okay as long as you, like, maybe can see some. Let's see some, like, movement forward together as a people. Again, we're trying to be.
I'm not sure it's okay. I'm not sure it's okay to agree on this particular point.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things that I think it's okay to disagree on.
Yeah.
This one, about the scientists not being able to tell the truth to the people, not really okay to disagree on this.
That's kind of what I was getting at there, is that, like, a lot of people may disagree with a lot of things that we say, but on this one, let's come together and see the fact. Like, listen, my cousin right now is a doctor at UCLA. It is it's pandemonium. I mean, no pun intended there. It's a pandemic, and it's absolutely bonkers. He sees death every single day. And
I saw, I mean, this is the positivity part, so I don't want to bum anybody out, but I saw the CNN is projecting that at the current rate, we won't have every American vaccinated, even if every American is willing to be vaccinated.
Right.
We just logistically won't be able to do it until summer 2022.
What?
So we have another year and a half of this. It's like,
oh my goodness. I mean, I got to look into this vaccination thing, because I hear they're like, people aren't getting them and they're going bad in places. I want the vaccine bad.
Here in LA, I want it bad too, but here in LA, they're saying they won't even get through all of the 65 and older folks until June.
Yeah. Yeah. That's brutal.
So I mean, we're far from through this, you know?
Yep. But we're staying positive. We're being positive. We're smiling. We're doing our best. Jeff, father of two, you got any dad advice for me? I got a kid coming in a month. Like, you know, as your first child came, take yourself back. Your first child comes. You're so excited. What was that, like 3 years ago?
Man.
You have two sons, right? Or a son and a daughter?
No, son and daughter. Son first, daughter second.
Right. Okay.
And son was born in 2016.
Okay.
Man, I had no idea what I was in for,
Yeah, that's
even
nice.
though I feared for the worst. I don't want to, again, positivity report. I'm not doing a good job of it, but they're amazing. They're amazing, but it is so much more life transforming than I thought it would even be, and I thought it was going to be life transforming, but
Sure.
it is a completely new thing.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It is so hard. And I'm a person that really loved my life. I crafted a life for myself.
Sure.
That was exactly what I wanted,
Yeah.
and it completely changed, right? And there are, of course, magical, wonderful moments.
Yeah.
I love my kids with my whole heart. It's watching them change and grow and learn and say things, surprising things, and do things and become little people and have little original thoughts. It's all of that. All of the cliches that you hear are absolutely accurate. But the thing for me about being a parent is that as much as I heard all the cliches and how much the cliches are true, I still didn't really get it.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can really get it
Until you're put in it.
Yeah, until you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because I remember I used to be so judgmental. I'm ashamed to say, but I used to be so judgmental of parents. Like some kids acting out at a restaurant, and I'm like, oh man, my kid wouldn't do that. There's no way I'd put up with that. It's like you have no idea.
Yeah.
How hard it is, how constant, how they just break you down. And there's at a certain point you're just like, he's gonna do this. He's gonna do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Right. Yeah.
So.
And you try. My brother's got 4, and I see. And listen, my parents live all the way on the other side of the country, so we're gonna have to fly. We've got family all over the country. I keep trying to recruit them to move to California, please, so we can see you more often, and we don't have to get on a plane with a child. But I know. Listen, my wife is so excited, and she's gonna be an incredible mom. And I know I'm just gonna hold on for dear life. I just know. I know.
You're gonna be a great dad. You're gonna be a great dad. Like being a great dad and having it be difficult are not mutually exclusive, right? You're going to be a great dad. It's going to be super hard. You're going to love it. You're going to hate it. It's all of it's going to happen all at the same time, right? There's going to be moments where you're like, I just want to be single for like a day, just one day. I just want to be single again. I've been saying, like, since I had kids, I've been saying, like, the real crime of life is that you have to live it chronologically.
Yeah.
Right. If I could just have like one day in my 20s again, it would be such a nice, just a break.
Just
I'll come back. I'll be the dad again. Just give me one day at like 22.
One day back in college. See, that's the thing. People are like, oh, you can go back in time to any one time. I'm like, what college? Yeah, you dummies.
Yeah.
I don't want to see dinosaurs. I don't need to smell medieval Europe. I don't care. I've watched enough movies to know it's muddy and stinky. I know what it looks like.
I'm not gonna poop in a pot. I want to go to college and drink beer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm always like, I'll be a 1980s frat guy. Just throw me back in time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, when I literally had no obligations. Things would just happen around me. I would just be at a party. I didn't go to a party. I didn't intend to go to a party. No. It would just happen because people were in the same place at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Like sometimes girls would just come to your house. You're like, what are you doing here? Like, we came to hang out. I'm like, what? Okay. Throw the books out the window. My mom was like, why'd you get a 2.7 last semester? I was like, Mom, see, here's this thing. It's like they just come to the house, and I can't not entertain people. I was brought up in a home where when somebody comes over, you entertain them, right? Like that's the Italian way. I don't know if your mom or dad are like that, but as soon as they come over, can I get you something to drink? Can I get you something to eat? Sit down, hang out. And before you know it, 3 hours later, your whole day is gone. You're a little drunk on red wine, but you've had a blast.
That's exactly right.
See? Boom. Yeah. Something that really put a smile on my face yesterday, Jeff, and you know that I'm a huge golf fan. And I know you don't play golf. I know your dad plays golf, but I want to throw this out there. Would this get you enticed to play golf? So right now, the LPGA, and I watch a lot of LPGA golf. I love women's golf. It's amazing. So they're playing this thing called this Tournament of Champions. And what happens is they get paired with celebrities, right? So guys like I mean, I'm sure Joe Montana has played in something like this. These are all these professional athletes that have since become very, very good golfers. Like tennis player Marty Fish is incredible. Derek Lowe. I mean, you see a lot of these names, and these guys can play golf.
Right.
And they get paired with 2 LPGA stars, right? So it's a foursome. And on the 18th hole, which is a par 3 at this course in Florida, they have a DJ just going, like playing live music. And I'm like, because when I play golf, I throw in the speaker and I got music playing the whole round. It's a lot of fun. I think more and more golfers are getting into that. And these golfers are loving this DJ aspect. And I'm thinking to myself, why aren't DJs more active in the golf world? I knew you're supposed to be silent and Tiger Woods would lose his mind. But Jeff, if I put DJs on the golf course, would you be into this?
I'm into it. You know what it reminds me of? You know how, like, I don't know, was it the 90s or a little later that there was this transformation of bowling alleys into like nightclubs?
Yes.
You know, they would turn on the black lights and they'd make the music. And so there was, for a long time, bowling alleys were like this staid, very, you know, a lot of rules and t-shirts and guys, you know, it was the Big Lebowski, right? It was like very like, this is the way you do things. And then they were like, well, you know, we could get a lot more revenue and get a lot more young people in here if we like put inflatable stuff on either side.
Never a gutter ball.
You from getting a gutter ball and then just make it into a party. And I feel like that's the next step for golf, right?
Boom.
You know, an alternative to the staid, like, hush, they're gonna do he's gonna walk up and he's gonna get rid of all that, or like, you know, keep it in its place and have a place for that, but have an alternative to that where it's like, it's time to go. You know?
Yes.
You know, it's like
the question that's been going around on like golf Twitter, because that's a thing, and I follow a lot of those accounts, is like, if you were a golfer, what would be your walk-up music? You know, in baseball, when batters come to the plate, they play walk-up music, and still to this day, my favorite walk-up music, it wasn't even music. The Pirates had a player by the name of Bobby Hill, okay? And he came up to the King of the Hill song, right?
Oh,
and
did
then,
he?
Yeah, and then one game, I think the guy running the Megatron was just messing with him, and he let it go. Damn it, Bobby! And it got like Pittsburgh wide coverage. There's like fans were really upset that they heard the word "damn it" in the crowd, right? Nobody. Wow. I mean, I'm sure there was a couple moms that wrote letters or whatever, but I still think it's the funniest thing is like he gets up there and he's about to take a swing. He's like, "Damn it, Bobby."
I love that.
Yeah, right.
Like all of the people in the stands don't hear worse than that from the dude sitting next to them.
I know, right? I mean, especially in a city like Pittsburgh, where anybody. Yeah. I mean, I've heard. I remember going to Pirates games or Steelers games, especially, and you know, the Steeler parking lot before a game is bonkers. I mean, it's absolutely insane. People get there before dark. I mean, while it's still dark in the morning, setting up. Yeah. And you know, our seats were in the 500 level, so you heard some of the. I mean, those weren't the most expensive seats on the planet, and so a lot of those people that have been tailgate all morning. I mean, the things I heard about Mark Malone and Bubby Brister as a 7 and 8 year old, my ears can never unhear, Jeff. Like they can, and I'm sitting there with like my grandpa, and he's like, "Yeah, just don't say those words, and don't tell your mom you heard them." I mean, this one's on me, Josh. He's like, "Just eat your nachos and shut up."
That's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Have you, by the way, just real quick, I know your child is coming. I'm just saying, at any point in the I'm going to have a kid process, did you consider the name Bubby?
No, but, okay, but.
Because Bubby is a bold choice.
It's a bold choice. I mean, it doesn't come out Bubby. I'm sure his name was like Robert, but eventually, like his parents just calling him Bubby. Everybody started calling him Bubby, and that was that.
He must have been Robert, right?
Robert. Jeff Kanata, come on. If there's more people clapping out there, you got it, Robert. Robert Brister. Oh my God.
That's the only way you get to Bubby, I think.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, Bubby's a tough one. So Pittsburgh had some all-time names. Bubby Brister. Then there was a guy by the name of Louis Lips, who was a wide receiver. He was awesome. Then we had a running back by the name of Chris Fuamatu Ma'afala. And when
I remember him.
Do you remember him? And when he went in the end zone, they'd be like, he's a bad Ma'afala. So that was a good one.
Yeah, I think Chris Berman said that a bunch of times.
Yeah. Yep. Bam Morris, who eventually got
Yeah.
busted with like 700 pounds of weed in the backseat of a car, like in a truck. And he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this isn't mine, guys." Like, "Oh, all right, Bam. Good effort, bud." So on the positivity report, we do a word of the day, and then we do a dad joke of the day, and then I will let
Love
you
it.
go. Actually, I will keep you around for the question of the day as well, because there's a funny story about why I asked this question, and a lot of people answered pretty much the same thing. But I do have dad joke of the day. Jeff, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I love dad jokes.
Well, as a soon-to-be dad, I've been telling dad jokes since I was like 10 years old. But now that I'm going to be a dad, I can't wait to embarrass my daughter like in front of her friends. This is what I'm excited about, Dad. I understand like the first few years, you're basically just wrangling a person, right? And then as they get older, as I've watched my brother raise kids, then they become funny and silly, and like you can do all kinds and you can embarrass the hell out of them.
Can I tell you a quick anecdote?
Sure. Give it to me.
Just I don't want to take too long on this, but
No.
literally like night before last.
Okay.
My son, who's 4, discovered jokes. Like, discovered the concept of a joke.
Okay.
And he started going, "Daddy, will you tell me a joke?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is the greatest moment of my life."
Yes.
You know? So I started telling him these, and I told him, because the way he discovered it was we were having some pizza, and he loves black olives.
Oh, me too.
And
your son and I. Sausage black olive pizza is my favorite.
Oh, I love black olives too. Yeah, but my son will eat black olives literally like out of a can by themselves, just with a spoon. He'll just eat black olive. He loves them.
Okay.
So we get the pizza, and he goes, "Daddy, I want all of them." And I go, "Hey, buddy, you just told your first pun. You want all of the olives?" And he goes, "Oh, so now everything is first pun, Daddy, first pun." and now I want a joke. Tell me a joke. So I started telling him a joke, and I taught him what knock jokes were.
Oh, he's living for it.
It was like great. It was literally 2 nights ago. Like we arrived at jokes. You know, 4 years in, we hit jokes.
It's incredible.
It
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
And as somebody that lives for puns, on Monday's show, I will be unveiling my pun names for based on plants, because Sinead DeFries was on the show yesterday, and she's a gardener, and we were trying to think of puns for plants of politicians. So for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, we got Pamala Harris, which is like a palm tree, but I think we can maybe do better. And Fernie Sanders for Fern. I mean, he's been very popular on the internet. All things being, he's the angry high school football coach who's watching his team lose with his mittens on. And I think I gave those mittens to my high school girlfriend as like a gift one time, like those exact same mittens. It's cold in Pittsburgh, Jeff.
Quote when somebody's like, "How do you feel about being a meme?" He's like, "I'm just glad people know that there are some good mittens in, I can sell some good mittens." It's like, oh, amazing.
Just stay you, Bernie. Okay. Are you ready for the dad joke, Jeff? Are you ready?
Yes.
The chat is ready. They've been on fire. A lot of positivity for Jeff Kanata. He's a legend. Okay, here we go. Hashtag it dad joke. Jeff, why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself?
I don't know, Josh. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself?
Jeff, it was too tired. It was tired. Nailed it. We need, hey, Kaiko, we haven't done any drops on this show at all the entire week. We got to start getting our drops involved, like the air horn or something. Thank you. There we go. All right. Jeff, I asked a question yesterday. I ask a question of the day on Twitter every single day. And my question was, if you ran into a celebrity in a public restroom, what would you say to them? Okay, your favorite celebrity in a public restroom, what would you say to them? And a lot of people were like, my favorite celebrity is so-and-so, but I'm a woman, so they're in the wrong restroom, right? A lot of people said that.
That's funny.
And the reason I asked that was because when I was living here in Los Angeles and I was at a bar, it was at the Hotel Irwin, right? That nice rooftop area.
Yeah.
And my favorite Pittsburgh athlete right now, and for the last 10, 12 years, has been Sidney Crosby for the Pittsburgh Penguins, right? He trains in the offseason here in Los Angeles. A lot of NHL guys go down to like Redondo Beach, Hermosa Beach, and train at that El Segundo Sports Arena. And so I saw him at the Hotel Irwin, and I was like, well, I gotta say, like, hey, I'm from Pittsburgh. Da 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 da. I even randomly had a Pittsburgh Penguin shirt on, right? So I see him get up and go to the bathroom. I was like, this is my chance. So I go in the bathroom, and like we're at the I know, Jeff. I know.
This is my chance.
This
what
is
you
my
thought.
chance.
You saw him go to the bathroom.
I know, it's so
this
creepy.
Is my chance.
Jeff, you know I'm not the king of not being awkward. You know that's kind of my move. So he goes in there. I like go to the bathroom. I'm washing my hands. He comes to the thing, and I turn to him. I was like, "Hey man, I'm from Pittsburgh." He's like, "Yeah, I got it." He walked out like,
I got it.
because I have the Pittsburgh Penguins shirt on. I mean, I'm such an idiot. But so I got 2 responses.
I gathered that, fella.
yeah, you doofus. I totally understand. So 2 people made me laugh with their responses. Seth at SG Esquimento 8 said, "Shitty way to meet your hero." Am I right? That's pretty good.
That's great.
That's a good
solid.
joke. It's a very good joke.
Solid.
And then John 956-92077. I hope that's not his social security number. Harrison Ford would be his favorite celebrity, and then he'd say, "I do a Family Guy cutaway and say, this is worse than the time I met Harrison Ford in a public bathroom." Then we stare at each other awkwardly for about 30 seconds and walk away. That made me laugh too. Because that's really and truly, you meet somebody famous in a public restroom, you want to say something,
Yeah.
but you don't. And throwing it back to local weathermen, I saw a weatherman in a public restroom at a Pirates game, and his name was Ken Rice. He was on KDKA, and I wanted to say something, but my dad was like, Josh, don't. You're 14.
I have a theory. We actually, when we were doing the Totally Rad show back in the day, Dan Trachtenberg, Alex Albrecht, and I, we came up with a theory that I think has proven true, and that is you have to be a blurter. You have to be a blurter.
Thanks,
it's
Jeff.
the only thing that works. If you see somebody and you want to say something, you have to immediately blurt out, "Hey!" The moment you start to think about it, the moment you go, "Oh, what am I going to say?" It never works.
Nope.
It will always feel weird. It will always come off awkwardly.
Every time.
As soon as you start calculating how you're going to approach this person,
Yes.
gone. But if you just blurt, if it's completely natural and you go, "Whoa, Sidney Crosby!"
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan. Then it feels natural. It feels good to them. It feels good to you. It's just this pure little moment of recognition, and they go, "Oh, cool, man, great," and then you can go on about your day.
Going about your day.
Gotta be a blurter.
Be a blurter. Hashtag it. Jeff Kanata bringing some knowledge here to the Positivity Report. Just be a blurter. Classic blurter story. I'm at a stoplight. Look to my left. It's Zac Efron. I go, "Holy shit, Zac Efron!" So boom, there you go.
It feels good, right? Feels good to you. Feels good
does.
to them. You didn't think about it. You didn't mull it over. You didn't like try to craft the perfect thing. And then inevitably, when you try to make it happen and you're like, say a thing, they think it's weird because it's too perfect or too weird. It's just like, it never works, you know? It's just got to be natural.
Blurt it out. Just blurt it out.
Got to be a blurter.
The next time I have you on, Jeff, I'll tell you about the time I blurted out something funny to David Bowie. I'll save that. That's what they call a tease in the industry here, Jeff.
I like that. That's good. It makes me want to come back.
Okay, and finally, Jeff, your word of the day. Can you guess it? Your word of the day.
I'll do my best.
Is piffle. Piffle is the word of the day.
Piffle. Piffle.
Correct. Piffle.
So it's funny that you say this word. My mother-in-law says that word.
No way.
All the time. She says, "Oh, piffle," which doesn't clue me in on what it actually means, or if she's using it correctly. But she does say, "Oh, piffle," as a sort of just a expression.
It's pretty close as to what. Yeah, it's pretty close as to what you would think it would mean, as she's saying it.
I think it means a small amount of something.
Yeah, well, okay, so the etymology of it is diminutive of imitative piff. The definition by noun is nonsense as trivial or senseless talk. Synonyms: balderdash, foolishness, gibberish, hogwash. So when she's walking around, she's going, "Oh, piffle." It's just like, "Oh, hogwash."
Yeah. I dig that. Yeah. She's using it correctly.
See, and now, Jeff, you can go about your day. You can tell your son, "Oh, piffle," as he makes.
Piffle, son.
You know, it's wiffle ball is basically just nonsense piffle ball when you think about it.
There you go.
Bing, bang, boom. Jeff Kanata, 2 N's, 1 T, at Jeff Kanata. You got anything you want to plug besides our show every Thursday, twitch.tv, 2:30 p.m.?
Our show, the show that we do together is so much fun. Check it out. Thursdays, 2:30 Pacific time, twitch.tv/FCF.
I think that...
it's a crazy thing we're attaching ourselves to. It's this wild roller coaster ride of a new football league. It's wild.
It really is wild. And I think that you and I should maybe talk about doing like joint streams if people want to watch with us. I know they should be wanting to watch with the owners, but we're going to be watching on Twitch as well.
Yeah,
and
good idea.
And I don't know. I don't think we can necessarily say who we're rooting for, though. We do have some like leanings as the teams. There's 4 teams. It starts February 13th. Drafts coming up. All that kind of stuff. It honestly, man, it has been so fun working with you over the last 3 or 4 months. A highlight of a pandemic, and can't wait.
Totally.
For the,
I agree. It's been a blast, and
Yeah.
thanks for having me on today.
Dude.
I love that. I love the positivity report. I love that
Thanks,
you guys
buddy.
are putting good out into the world.
Thanks, man.
I'm pleased to be a part of it. So thanks for bringing me on.
Hey, man, you're welcome back anytime. Anytime you want to come in, you're always welcome here, buddy.
All right.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Take care. Have a good morning.
See you, Jeff. Let me get to a couple super chats real quick. Corruption Cult. Oh my God, Jeff, the Totally Rad Show was the Citizen Kane of video podcasts. Any reunion shows? I'd let him go too soon. Holy cow, Corruption Cult. I'm so sorry. I didn't see this. I will get in touch with Jeff, or if he's still watching the show as we did, maybe he can text me or tweet me or whatever. TRS, the Totally Rad Show was. I mean, he crushed that show. Jeff also did Dungeon Run, and I really want to get Jeff on for maybe he's like behind the paywall content to do a first ever Dungeons and Dragons here at the Good People Association. Because one, I've never played. I don't know how it works. GPACharity, the Hawaiian hunk, is pumping. He's psyched about that idea. Jeff was a dungeon master on Dungeon Run, and he's so good at it. I've watched the show, but I've never actually played. And I do have to give a shout out super chat wise to Kingsport Cal, our buddy Cal in Johnson City, Tennessee. Guys, we're working on getting phone lines in here as well. And we're going to offer that. We're going to send out that phone number to founding members and to people that have joined any of the clubs, the fun club, the social club, which you can check out at the GPA.fun. All right. We're wrapping up the show here on a Friday. Listen, Fridays is the greatest day of the week, in my opinion. I've always loved Fridays. I think if you don't love Fridays, maybe you have to work on the weekends. But I love a good Friday positivity report. Maybe next week. I don't own a Hawaiian shirt, so maybe the Hawaiian hunk, aloha means hello, can bring me in a Hawaiian shirt I can wear next Friday.
Oh, yeah, I have like about 10 or 12. So
10 or 12. I actually have one that sort of looks Hawaiian. I'll wear that, and you can tell me if it's Hawaiian. If it's not, then we move on.
What size are you, large?
Yeah, large.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up.
I'm XL, so
okay, let's do real quick Jeopardy in a minute. I want to thank everybody who's been in chat. Thank you all so much. Because it's just me alone, and we had a guest, and we're going to have guests. Sorry if I don't get all of your questions. I love that you all hang out in there and you're kind to one another. That really, really makes me happy. So thank you very much for starting your morning with me every morning. I'm just trying to build this show day in and day out to reflect my positivity, my outlook on the world, and try and bring you some positive light into your world as well. So tell your friends if they're looking for a new morning show, if they're looking for some way to start their day, just hang out with me for an hour. I want to be your best friend. I want to be a good friend. I want you all to find the good. All kinds of announcements coming here from the Good People Association. All right, Ikaika, are you ready for... Okay, so real quick, Jeopardy in a minute. Yesterday, an amazing game of Jeopardy. Brian, Robert, Stephanie. Brian is your returning champion. Robert and Stephanie put on a heck of a game. A really, really good game. With the beginning of the show, the woman did this, and I've seen a lot of people do this. What is that? When they do, she did this. Does anybody know what that is? What does this mean? Ikaika, do you know what this means?
Fingers together? I don't know.
It's like this. I know Emma Fife has done it on shows before. I just don't know what it means.
Throwing up gang signs?
No. Does anybody know what this means? If anybody in chat can tell me what this means, I will be forever in your debt, because I've seen 2 people in the last week on Jeopardy do this, and I don't know what. Again, I want to know things. I like to know things. All right, let's get into, and I will wait on the chat. Let's get into Canine and Feline Friday. Rip up that. Let's pull up that Twitter feed and let's look at some of these dogs. Okay, wait, hold on. Jeff just texted me. Here we go. Jeff just texted me. Okay, so real quick, back to corruption. Corruption Cult. OMG, Jeff, Jeff says, we did a reunion for our 10-year anniversary of the first episode of TRS. It's on YouTube. So check that out, Corruption Cult. The Totally Rad Show up there on YouTube. Sheila Toner comes in hot with a super chat. I'm so happy I was on vacation for the first week of streaming. I've enjoyed the positivity report every day. Thank you, Sheila. You're amazing. Sheila. Wait, what's this? The Sheila song? Oh, man. Or maybe it's just Sheila E. Sheila, what's the song? Isn't there a song with Sheila? Anyway. All right, let's bring up the Canine and Feline Friday. Can we bring up that Twitter feed? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, let me go to my tweets here. And because I can't see that far, I should put on glasses for this. Kaika, read the just the names out for me. The first
The
one.
first
there.
one is Michael Sandoval.
And his dog. What's his dog's name?
Maxine.
Maxine. Look at that adorable Maxine. All right, let's go to the next one.
I gotta pet it. I gotta pet it.
Oh, you got to pet the dog. There you go. That's amazing. She got her little. Look at this guy. Who's this?
Jake Berlin has spoken. And this is Kylo.
Kylo, adorable at the lake, just hanging out. I love lakes. I love oceans. All of them. You guys can check out. Oh, there we go. Oh, and wait, go. This one's very artsy. Ah, there's a
Ooh.
praying kitten.
Simba.
Simba out there in the field. That looks like the field in Gladiator. I'm a fan of
does.
that. Yeah, let's go to the next one. Oh, there's PJ Campbell's two corgis. They are just effing adorable. PJ Campbell, I miss you, bud. Miss you out here in Los Angeles. What are his dogs' names again?
Dipper and Maple.
Dipper and Maple. Just adorable. Oh, there's Wendy's dogs, Falcor, who's since passed away, unfortunately, and Navi. They were always in the office. They had a very unique yip, yip bark when you could hear them in the background sometimes. Go ahead. Oh, look at this guy. Girl. What's this girl's name? Guy.
Obi.
Obi. Look at that sweater. Look at dog. Dog sweaters are adorable. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, look at this. Look at the under. I love dogs with underbites. Look how sweet that dog is with the underbite. Good Lord, that's adorable. All right, let's go to the next one. What's that dog's name?
Chongo.
Chongo. All right, here's a cat.
Magic.
This is Ikaika.
No, that's not Magic.
No, this is a cat named Magic. Looks very serious, pensive even, with all those DVDs in the background. I wonder how many he's watched. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, look, we got a dog and a kid. What's this dog's name?
Charlie. Passed in mid 2019.
Oh, Charlie, you're missed. Look at that sweet boy. And look at that sweet girl. That is such a great picture. Thanks for sending that in. Who's that come from?
That's from Daniel.
Daniel. Love it. Oh, are these Shih Tzus?
Taz and Izzy from
Taz
Nate.
and Izzy in a car? I grew up with Shih Tzus. They're so cute. Oh, my God. This is amazing. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, look at this dog. It's a little Yorkie. Come on.
Belle from Matthew Damon.
God, Yorkies are so cute, too. My goodness. I used to a dog sit for a Shih Tzu and a Yorkie. Made my day.
My stepsister's sister had a runt Yorkie. So
Oh, it was like a
it was
pound.
tiny.
Tiny. I hope you all are enjoying the Canine and Feline Friday because
The cat is Stevie and the dog is Sookie.
Oh, cat. Stevie and Sookie. That's like a band. Put them together. Look at that dog. See, if a blind cat and a dog can get along, anybody can get along. All right, let's do it.
All right, we're still going.
Yeah.
And Davy Barris has Kenobi.
Kenobi! Look at that. It just
Oh,
dog
sitting in the
naps.
sun, too.
Just living the dream. Getting some sun on his face. Okay.
Christy McGee's Biddy.
Oh, there's Biddy. Christy McGee on a little hammock. Loving it. Let's go. Let's go to the next one. Oh, what do we got there?
Jedi Cancel Janitor, Apollo, and Anakin.
Apollo and Anakin?
Anakin's on top.
Apollo Creed.
Anakin-
One-time hit.
I guess Anakin has the higher ground on this
Okay,
one.
well, doesn't like sand. It's coarse. We got 4 pictures there. It's from Vermont Mike, the amazing. He's got 4 cats. They all look very friendly, although scary. The top right one does look a little intense, like she's like, hey, or he's like, I'm ready to rip your face off. Rare. But awesome cats. Thank you, Vermont Mike. And
Not my pets, but I visit Sniff and Wesson at my local
Sniff
knit
and
shop.
Wesson. What a pun! Amazing. Look at Sniff and Wesson. Just adorable. All right, let's keep going. I mean, we got a lot of these. All right, thank you all for sending them in. I feel very special. Look at that. Is that Leia?
This is Nora
Oh, Nora.
with their little baby.
With the baby doll. That's adorable. That's adorable. Boom. Guys, you're welcome. Hit it.
Bill and Ted.
Is this... Look at Bill and Ted, guys. Look at them. Look at Bill and Ted. Unbelievable. All right.
We're almost done.
All right. There we go.
This is Rusty.
Rusty.
Ooh, Star Wars sweater.
Rusty. If you guys remember Seinfeld, the horse, Rusty, and who got that's a Kaika. That's yours.
Yep.
Oh, poor Kona Silence.
Yeah, she's
For
not.
Lilo.
She's not liking it right now.
Lilo Multipass. Lilo Multipass just got fixed. Oh, and then this is Bador. She sent me. She's look at all those little guys. Just adorable.
1,
They're
2,
all
3,
smiling.
4, 5.
They're smiling. Look at all those smiling dogs. Dogs smiling is the funniest thing. I mean, look at he's smiling. Come on. I mean, I got all these dogs. These dogs are just crushing it. My goodness. Bador. Does Bador run like a shelter or something? All right, who we got here?
Remy, Max, and Duncan.
Oh, that's a trifecta right there. Running the place. It's like more bars and more places. Look at that guy.
And then the last one is Ninja and Shadow.
Ninja and Shadow, big fans of Ninja Gaiden. Great looking pets. Thank you all for sending in your feline and canine feline Friday. Makes me happy. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for being on. We really love you guys being here. Let's just do one video that made me smile, and we're definitely doing the Beaver one.
Beaver?
Yeah, we're going to Beaver. It's back-to-back Beavers here on the Positivity Report. Don't go inappropriate, guys. This is an actual Beaver. Okay, this woman apparently. I'm gonna try and get this woman on the show to Skype in because I want to talk to her about living with a Beaver. Again, it's so hard to say that word without it being connotated as something inappropriate. But this woman lives with a Beaver. Now play this video. Look, this Beaver is in her house. Look, and he's got a stick. He's trying to walk around the house with this stick. Have you ever seen beavers' feet before? I didn't know they were webbed. I should know more about. Look.
Yeah, they can swim pretty fast.
Yeah, I know. And they got that tail. Look at. He's trying to get that stick around the couch. Poor guy. Like, hey, somebody help me. I'm just trying to make a dam somewhere. I'm a beaver living in a house.
Yeah, this morning we went through a few of the videos.
He's had enough. I'm done with the stick. My name is Anthony the Beaver. What do we think his name is? Does he have a name?
His name is Beav.
Oh, his name is Beav. That's good. Leave it to Beaver, right? As he tries to get around this couch. I mean, just unbelievable. Thank you. What is the name on this account?
Beaver Baby Furry Love.
Beaver Baby Furry Love. I got to reach out to this person and get Beaver Baby Furry Love on the show along with the Beaver. I highly recommend following that. It is just hours of entertainment on Beaver Baby Furry Love. Thank you guys all for watching the Positivity Report. This afternoon, 4 p.m. Pacific, Josh Brady is back, the fastest game show on the internet. Today's contestants, Daniel Bridgegad and Amanda Makuga. If you would like to be a contestant on Jeopardy, tweet at me. We're going to do a founders tournament at the end of the year. The fastest game show on the internet. However many people want to get involved, I will spend hours writing questions. My wife is going to love that, is the amount of time I spend away from my daughter. Maybe I'll have to hire some people to write some questions. Anyway. We're going to do a founders tournament at the end of the year. Thank you for everybody that became founders. You can still join the GPA at the Bucket Club membership. That gets you behind the paywall everywhere. You can also join the social club and the fun club. Go to the GPA.fun. More website updates coming soon, as well as a merch store. We've got all that involved. Again, streaming some video games today at noon, twitch.tv/GoodPeopleGPA. Apparently one of these games is scary. Hit our Amazon wish list. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GoodPeopleGPA. I'm at Josh Makuga. This has been 1 week of positivity. Thank you all for being here every single morning. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for being amazing, amazing people. Spread the word. Tell your friends, tell your family to spend their morning with us here at the Positivity Report. The more, the merrier. It's way easier to be positive than negative, and it's way easier to love than hate. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific. The Positivity Report. See you then.
The Good People Association.